Guys, this is the follow-on from the contempt of court video. So this is the second in the video. This is a beautiful article that came out of our litigation department. The case for 50-50 timesharing when parents divorce. Okay. So this was written by the Institute of Family Studies by an acknowledged feminist, I might add, and you will see why that it's important that we point that out. Emma Johnson. And this was issued on the 6th of May 2024. So this is a fresh article. The point I want to make is that 20 odd years ago, I read up and studied and found every bit of paper that I could find and read about raising a family if you want to separate it. And all the indication back then was 50-50. So I've been banging the war drum for 20 years in South Africa around 50-50 contact care, guardianship and maintenance, because in my mind it made logical sense to me. Okay, but now we are having, surprisingly, psychologists, you know, those people, those doctors that go out and learn and understand human nature. Oh, and we've also got evidence of courts being able to prove the benefit of 50-50 contact care, guardianship and maintenance. So I noticed that probably about 2.5 years ago, there was an increase of the amount of people that you now started hearing about fathers getting 50-50 contact care, guardianship and maintenance of their children. And I can say unequivocally, I was one of the forefathers in South Africa that has been banging that drum for 20 years. So the persistence has paid off. We are not there yet by 100 million trillion kilometers yet, but we have started on the journey, finally. Highlights out of this article: 50-50 shared parenting boosts the chances that fathers will not be relegated to a part-time parent and slip out of their children's lives. Research shows that for children whose parents do not stay together, 50-50 time sharing is best. A 50-50 schedule communicates to the child that his dad will not abandon him. The other research, and I wish I had it here with me, is the fact of the matter is that the higher the rate of contact a father has with his child, the higher the propensity of the father to pay maintenance and exceed his maintenance responsibilities. So that leads on to a third article that I'm going to do, because I did do a radio show, True FM in Quebec, in the Eastern Cape, on, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday this week, where the questions were at best very vile, but I will bring that information into this. So, what they're saying is that where children are in a shared parenting arrangements, they do equally well compared to children living in nuclear families. Hello. Okay. Further research have found that it's not just shared parenting for two household families, but those outcomes improve closer the schedule moves to a 50-50 schedule. Look, physical logistics does play a role in 50-50 shared parenting, but the closer you move the parameters to a split, 15 days for mom, 15 days for dad, obviously not that clinical, on a rotational basis, we are suggesting as Fathers for Justice, 1 week on, 1 week off, and it's very simple. Daddy got the kids this week, he drops the kids off at school in the morning, mommy collects the kids in the afternoon after school. Sweet, easy, clean, no hassles, no mess, no fuss. But the other thing that they're saying about this is that the child's emotional, psychological, physical, developmental, educational benefits to a child are increase exponentially when you have a 50-50 contact care, guardianship and maintenance. The other side of the coin is that the ability of the child to know and feel that they are wanted and needed and cared for and loved by both of their parents. Oh, surprise, surprise. Okay. The other thing that I found very interesting, and I will put this article in the comments that come up below the video. The other thing was the self-admittance by Emma Johnson, who said, oh dear. She said that, that she was a confessed feminist who did everything in her ability to only get, she said here, this emerging culture shift to 50-50 parenting norms has been a challenge for me. So we're glad that she admits it, that the narrative that has come out of the feminazi movement, all men bad, only women good, that finally that we are getting feminists that are admitting to the errors of their ways. A lifelong feminist and journalist who has devoted the heart of my career to celebrating single mother families and started my own post-divorce journey fighting for majority time with my two children, then babies. Like many of my contemporaries, I assumed I was superior. Oh, surprise, surprise. Parent, because I am the mother, and misunderstood attachment theory to mean that babies only primarily bond with one adult and that relationship be prioritized above all others. Okay? And we've been saying that for years. How do you expect daddy to establish a relationship from birth if you are denying him right of contact with his children from birth? I am stunned and amazed, and I've been saying that for decades now. And then the psychologist Fabricia says, if one parent is absent from the child's life except for every other weekend, the child is at the risk of thinking, as children are wont, the parent doesn't really want to spend more time with me, and maybe I don't matter that much to that parent. Even if there's conflict between parents, kids with 50-50 schedules don't have all those extra hours and hours away from dad to worry that he is going to slip out. What we find time and again is the amount of parenting time a child spends with a parent after divorce is highly related to how secure that child feels and reassured that they matter to the parent, to a parent. Guys, we've been saying that for years. Surprisingly, we're now getting the evidence. Okay. The other thing that I absolutely love about this article is that equal parenting policies are correlated with lower rates of family violence. What do we sit with all day, every day, is the amount of he said, she said, they said, he did, she did, what nonsense that runs to court for every 5 seconds for complete and utter garbage where it's not necessary. In the 5 years that the Kentucky legislature, so that's obviously in the US, passed the country's first rebuttal presumption of equal shared parenting time in 2016, the number of domestic violence claims filed along family court filings fell by half, continuing a downward trend that predated the new law. So, amazingly, here is the evidence, guys. Please, if you guys are being messed around, if you do need proper litigation and mediation advice, we do have, and we do operate on a national basis. Please reach out to us. Please contact us on the information below. Please like, share, and subscribe. I love you all.